it up for the Peppermouth Princestown MP. And you know, he told us a lot about the incompetence of this wicked, unpatriotic government. But what would you expect if you have a cabinet with a monster of health, a minister of national insecurity, a minister of nothing works and no transport, and God knows if we have now a crime minister? Ladies and gentlemen, I gave you a prelude as to our next speaker, but over the past few days, we have been seeing some headlines. TV6 headline, Moonil names Rowley in $1 million scandal. Guardian headline, cousin to PM linked in A&V claim. And ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode of Trinidad is Not a Real Place, Guardian headline, PM's cousin, A&V email sent by accident. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, Good evening to all of you, and may I acknowledge, but not welcome, the lawyers of the Prime Minister who are at an office in Port of Spain with lead pencil in hand and a piece of paper, listening to every word I say. We acknowledge them as well, but they're not welcome. So, brothers and sisters, all the colleagues have been telling me, when you talk tonight, be careful. Don't say nothing out of the way. I told them, well, then you don't want me to talk. You see, brothers and sisters, it is the work of the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the team that Mrs. Prasad Bisesa leads in the parliament, in the party, in the constituencies, the communities and the villages. It is that work today that has the PNM on the ropes. It is that work we have done over 3 years plus that today this government and this Prime Minister is clinging on to power by their nails at the edge of a cliff. And Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has the nail clipper. So it is a matter of time before they crumble, before they implode. Our work that we have done in the last few days is only one brick we are putting together for a bigger wall, for a bigger fight. This has been a most remarkable week in our political history. Every day is almost like an adrenaline pumping day. You don't know what is happening, what will be said, what will be written. It is a puzzle that is coming together with information, some of which we may know, some of which we don't know. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I will not speak on the issues that were raised in the parliament last week. I will not speak to those issues. Those issues are part of the public record, and the record is there. However, I will confine myself to issues that have been in the newspapers, which have been published, and I am entitled tonight to speak to those issues. So, you will bear with me as I take you through this saga. Let me begin by the headline of today. And the headline today in one of the newspapers, is Dr. Rowley is calling for an apology, a retraction, and for me to shut up. Plan to take this country forward. We have the plan, we have the leader, we have the policy, we have the personnel. Brothers and sisters, we need a general election now. But in the days that gone by, we have seen certain headlines in the newspapers, brothers and sisters. And tonight I say categorically, from reading the newspapers, I am happy that whatever I may have said in the parliament, that may have led to 8 elements of truths being exposed in the newspapers, which, like you, I have read. You see, brothers and sisters, in the newspapers, coming out within 48 hours, may I remind you of a train of events. Whenever I was finished talking, the budget debate was in full flight. In fact, I spoke earlier than I would normally speak. And Keith Rowley had an opportunity after me to respond. He could have responded for 55 minutes. He could have responded the next day. He could have responded the day after. He chose to remain quiet. 17 hours later, he had a press conference with his lawyer. And in that press conference, which is in the public domain, he has denied certain allegations. But brothers and sisters, in that press conference, he did not deny at any time, he did not disclose that a key individual in this matter would be someone known to him. He did not disclose that. And we, brothers and sisters, the national community had to wait for a headline in the newspaper. We had to wait for a headline in the newspaper, a particular headline that spoke not to Keith Rowley, not to him at all, but spoke to what was called by the Guardian on the 11th, I believe, is it? The 11th of October, Family Link. We got a headline in the Guardian, Family Link. And it was only then we discovered, brothers and sisters, that a name called in that matter was indeed the cousin of Dr. Keith Rowley. The cousin. Then we waited with bated breath for another headline. So we got them in the newspapers. And the Guardian again carried a headline, I believe on the 12th of October, email error. Now, I don't have time tonight to read everything for you, so I will just tell you what I mean. The cousin of Keith Rowley, one Junior Rollinson Rowley, admitted, brothers and sisters, that he's the man, he's a real man. He's a cousin of the Prime Minister, and he received an email by mistake, by accident. So somebody dialed his email accidentally. Brothers and sisters, an email is not a telephone number. You know it is to sit down and spell out somebody's name to send an email. But he has confirmed as a truth, brothers and sisters, one, he is the cousin of Dr. Keith Rowley. And Rowley is saying, I have no transaction with him, forget him. All right. The second truth, that his email address is correct. He has confirmed that. The third truth, that the email address being sent, his address is correct, but the sender is also correct. One Vivian Bash. The fourth truth, that the email was received. It was received, he said, by accident. All right, we can accept that. But in the body of the email, which I, like you, read on the internet, it is alleged that, hello, good morning, Honorable Prime Minister. So this fella, Rollinson Rowley, he looked like he's the Prime Minister too. As the fourth truth, brothers and sisters, we had to wait for a Newsday front page to tell us the fifth truth, brothers and sisters, that there exists a company in Miami carrying the name that is in an alleged email. That company exists. That's the sixth truth. The principal of that company, the owner, carries a name, Charlie Diaz, something like that. He come forward one time. He said, me, I exist. That's the seventh truth. He said, I am real. I am doing business with this company, AV Drilling, for 17 years. So that is real. He then says that the banking data which he read in the newspapers, he said the banking data is correct. So now we have the eighth truth. To this day, nothing has been proven to be false, but we have 8 elements of truth. I asked Keith Rowley in his email gate matter of May 2013, identify one element of that has been proven to be the truth. He cannot find one element of truth in his email gate, but before an investigation is launched in this country or elsewhere, we have 8 elements of truth. And not one matter has been proven to be false. Dr. Rowley has made a big time denial and so on, and that's fine. He's within his rights to deny and so on. We waited until Saturday for another headline, brothers and sisters. Again, I'm quoting from the newspaper like you, I read it. It says, bogus checks. Now this is also fascinating because it means that if these checks are bogus, I may have just been helpful to law enforcement, that I have exposed a ring of fraudsters who are in a room somewhere writing up checks and printing checkbooks and tendering illegal counterfeit checks. But they should thank me. I may have saved them millions of dollars by exposing this, because for 1 year, they did not know that somebody peddling counterfeit monetary instruments. It is Roodal Moonil had to say so. So their auditors and their accountants didn't pick up that my forensic brain pick up. So I think they should thank me by paying my legal bill. So now we have moved from fake oil to fake check. And we will investigate that. But brothers and sisters, what we also find interesting with that matter, the checks are published already on the internet, is that if somebody is doing a fraudulent, a fake check, writing something, why they just pull out the stub as well? Now, many of you write checks, I know, in your business and your personal life. When you write a check, there's the left side, it's called the stub. Now, what you do is you write the record there of who you are paying, the date, what for, and it coincides, so when you check in later personally, or your accountant, your auditor, we know what the check was for. Look, even me, when I write in constituency check, I find them thing too hard. I don't just put the name, the money, and the date. I don't even put it in order and thing, because I know I want to check. So what did they say in the fraudster, the bandit, the crook, the criminal? He take his time to write a fraud check, and he also take his time to fill out the stubs. Just in case somebody was auditing his crooked work. Just in case his work of fraud was being audited by a good accountant. That is very unreasonable. But having said that, they will go and they will investigate that further. But those issues are very much alive. They have not been proven to be false or fake. There are signatures there, like you today. I saw something on the internet. I have it here. I have it here. Where someone put up something on the internet with matching signatures and so on. But those will be done, that type of work, by people who are trained to do that, to tell us if it is fake. You see, brothers and sisters, they have sent me now a pre-action protocol letter. And in the letter, Dr. Rowley says I must apologize and retract and so on. But you know what he also want? He said that he want damages from me. And he want a substantial sum of money. Now I want to tell him, if he want a substantial sum of money, he should really start talking to his cousin. Because the last time I hear somebody demand a substantial sum of money is a robbery. You're going down, you hold up somebody and say, give me a substantial, give me all the money. So we are not scared of that at all. I have on our legal team Mr. Richard Clayton, Queen's Counsel from England. And I also have brothers and sisters, the former Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, Anand Ramlogan, Senior Counsel. And I look forward to the day when Mr. Ramlogan can go in the courthouse to cross-examine Dr. Rowley. I think on that day, they're going to have to give out ticket to people to come in there. And I'm sure Mr. Ramlogan will be kind and courteous to Dr. Rowley, as he always is. So you see, brothers and sisters, I tell you this because there's a pattern. What our enemy is doing, they are trying to shut us up. Keith Rowley knows this case will take a long time. You might have 3 general elections before this is done. He knows that. But it is a similarity when Mrs. Prasad Bisesa raised that issue of AV drilling, I believe on this stage. AV drilling took a lawyer and sue her in defamation to say shut up. It is the same approach. They want to keep you quiet quick, so they want to rush to the court. I am eagerly awaiting that matter involving Mrs. Prasad Bisesa and AV drilling in the courthouse, that defamation matter. I eagerly await that. I wish the trial could start soon so that we can resolve that as well. But what our enemy is doing is they are trying to shut us up. And an older woman here in our party, a very dynamic young lady, working for the UNC, working for the people, free of charge. I think they are intend to take legal action against her as well. Now when a prime minister decides to sue a county councillor, all fall down. All fall down. We are politicians. We take our battle on the political platform. We don't go in the courthouse. You must stand up on the political platform and fight. But the objective is not to fight. The objective is to shut you up. So tonight I ask, would you be intimidated by Keith Rowley? Do you fear Rowley? Brothers and sisters, tonight we must tell our people because they are threatening the whole Facebook community. Imagine they want to sue everybody who using Facebook because they want to harass and instill fear in you, and you must never ever feel any fear. Tonight, brothers and sisters, before I leave you, I want to remind you that there are key principles in this matter. Rohit Prasad, you heard that name. Is that the same man who was arrested by the fraud squad for allegedly peddling US dollar checks purportedly from the central bank to the tune of $3 million United States dollars? Is that the same Rohit Prasad? I took note in the newspaper that one contractor said he doesn't know this man Rohit Prasad. I asked him tonight, is it the same Rohit Prasad who was employed by you in Penal that today you disown? So one man say, is my cousin, but I don't talk to he, I know business with he. The next one said, that fella I don't know he, I never do nothing with he. I asked if indeed that person was in the employ. I asked a question whether he was ever in the employ of Jokan Construction Company. That is what I asked. We have a next man missing in action here, Vidya Devki Singh. Where is he? Where is Rohit Prasad? You cannot find these people. They have taken off, brothers and sisters. They're gone. You can't find them. They're being disowned and being thrown out. We don't know if they're in Trinidad, if they're in Tobago, if they're in Margarita, if they're in Miami. We don't know. They disappear. So a puzzle is coming together, but who will the police talk to if you can't find them? Who will we talk to? And brothers and sisters, these are some of the real questions that we ask tonight. Because in due course, I have already indicated that those checks from the central bank are available. They may be available. You can see another set of checks, brothers and sisters. You may be well able to see other documents that put this entire puzzle together. I noticed in the newspaper, which I've read, that Dr. Rowley is saying, I have no bank account, I have no this, I have no that. That was never the issue. I read the newspaper very clearly. I saw the documents on the internet like you. The issue was never bank account. The issue was really a wire transfer matter. You don't need no bank account. So brothers and sisters, in the coming days, this story will unfold. A puzzle will start coming together. And in that puzzle, you will see how all of this fit. But tonight, may I leave you and remind you that the government, both governments, the partnership government and the PNM, when people, it is alleged that they act in a corrupt way and they illegally take money from a state enterprise, the state enterprise will sue you. Would you believe they take EMBDC and they sue contractors? They even sue me. I'm a defendant in one of that matter with a